Hello, and welcome to Dead Notes, a horror and cult film podcast. I am Kevin, and with me is the stretch to my LG.
Hello, I'm Alan, and it's Sloppy Booty night.
Yeah.
We're talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2,
That's
the best
right.
movie that you haven't watched.
Yeah. What an amazing movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm surprised at how many people I talk to that haven't watched this. It's crazy. It's such a good movie.
That's saddening. Like, we were just talking about that too. Like, I can't understand anybody that really hasn't even seen it. I mean, it screams to you.
Well, I have one issue with this movie, and it's probably going to be it's going to be a problem because I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with me, but I think the soundtrack needs addressed. Because I would love to get a hold of this movie, the raw audio soundtracks, and because it's a movie that's kind of circles around a radio station, right? And the songs they're playing, like the movie opens with what is it, Timbuk 3,
Yeah.
right? Shame on You. I apologize to any Timbuk 3 fans, but that song fucking sucks. And when it starts out, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Oh man, the song that cracks me up at the end of this movie. I mean, I think the soundtrack kind of speaks to the time anyway, but at the very end on the credits, that song that's playing, dude, it cracks me up. It cracks me up so much because it's such
Well,
a different thing.
yeah.
So I
Yeah,
love it. It sets it. But I mean, the Cramps are on there, and you know what
right.
I'm saying? Concrete Blonde,
Oh yeah, there's some good stuff on there. I
Lords
would
of the New Church.
and I'm not a huge Cramps fan, but I would definitely leave Concrete Blonde on there.
Oh,
But
dude, Cramps was perfect for this movie.
I would love to not modernize it, just change the tone
Yeah.
through the music a little bit,
I don't
because
know. I can see Rick the Prick and Buzz listening to Timbuk2. You know,
Timbuk 3.
or
Well,
Timbuk3. That's what I meant.
fuck those guys. They've got no taste in music.
Rick the Prick.
I can look at them and tell that they're just Spotify guys that just listen to what's fed to them.
Spotify guys. 1986.
I'm a Spotify guy too, so
Yeah.
I'm throwing shade at whatever. But besides the soundtrack, um, this movie's considered a horror comedy, right?
Yeah,
But
that's what he was trying to kind of go for, like a different take on the genre that he kind of started. As far as like this style, I mean, I don't know.
well, um, I think that it, remember, the deleted scene that we watched with the almost like the tailgating party or whatever.
Yeah, in the parking garage when they go down there in
Yeah,
their food truck.
with Joe Bob Briggs, and I'm glad they cut that out because watching it, the tone was just completely off for this movie
Yeah.
because it was completely comedy. It was almost slapstick.
Yeah, it was just like a night out on the town kind of montagey kind of feel. I'm glad it didn't hit to the film, but it would drag it out. Like, why are we watching this? Because they're
Right.
making references to the whole thing about, what is it, Texas A&M or whatever, and like how it just gets crazy and in Texas during those playoffs or whatever. But
This might go on for too long, and I'll try
yeah.
to keep it brief. But were you a kid when you saw this, or did you see it as a teenager?
I wasn't ever able to get this one or Texas Chainsaw. So until I was able to, I don't know, I was probably seventh grade, eighth grade or whatever when I finally saw it, but I'd always see the previews for it. And like the scene where he busts into the cooler through the wall. That was always on those, like around Halloween. They would show the clips of all the movies they're gonna have at night, you know. And
The
that
Hey
scene was,
Kool-Aid.
huh?
The Hey Kool-Aid scene.
Yeah, yeah, the Kool Aid Man. Yeah, and
Kool-Aid.
that shit always freaked me out because I was always wanting to watch these movies, and when I was a little kid, I couldn't, really watch a lot of them. But man, that scene always like kind of freaked me out. So I finally watched it, yeah, when I was a teenager, and it was amazing. Like, still freaked me out, because I was still kind of greenhorn, getting in
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah.
it still had that factor, but.
Well, see, it
ChopTop's just a
scared
fucked
you.
up character anyway.
So it scared you, right?
Yeah, yeah. When I first saw it, of course. I mean, it was like it was like chills. It was like,
So
ugh.
so this is why I said it might go on for a little while, and I'll try to keep this brief. But my history with this movie is this is a one of two. This is one of the first real horror movies I ever watched because my mom was a horror fan, and
Hmm.
I'm from Pennsylvania. So that would explain a lot to why I'm a Tom Savini and George Romero fan,
Yeah.
but because that was all passed down to me from my mom. She was a fanatic about this
Right.
stuff. But she let me watch whatever I wanted, right?
Hmm.
And the my earliest memories of horror movies is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and Return of the Living Dead. I think I can't confirm this, but I think that I saw these when I was in kindergarten.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember, and this is a little cringy. I remember because me and my buddy at the time, little kids, we were talking about these movies while also playing kiss tag with the girls.
What?
And I'll tell you real quick about Return of the Living Dead because it was one of the first real horror movies I saw too. That movie scared me for years because the beginning says it's based on a true story.
Yeah. So it
And
keeps you going.
I was so young, I was like, "What the fuck?" But with this one, and I mentioned this to you, Kevin, I saw this when I was very, very young. And the scene that we'll talk about at the beginning, and I mentioned this also, when Leatherface jumps onto the back of the truck with Nubbins,
Hmm.
that scream that he does
Oh yeah.
scared haunted me for years. That's why I say the deleted scene would have ruined the tone of this movie because depending on how deep into horror fandom you are, this can be a comedy or it can be a horror. Because when I was a young kid and I had just started watching horror movies, this was terrifying.
Yeah.
Now as an adult, I can watch it and it's a comedy all the way through.
It's great, but the pacing is amazing in it. I think if they would have kept that scene, it would have definitely dragged it out, and we would have lost the momentum that was
Well,
happening. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, again, too, I mean, if you watch that scene, the tone is just completely off from the
Hmm.
rest of the movie. It's straight comedy.
Yeah. It's
And that's
goofy.
not and the comedy in this movie is almost revolves around how just insane the Sawyers are
Yeah.
because all the shit they're doing. I mean, think about it. Through a lot of this movie, Bill Moseley's character, which I won't get into him now because, but he's carrying around his fucking brother
Yeah, the guy
and
ran
using
over.
his
Yeah.
corpse as a puppet,
Yeah. And it's awesome.
and he's laughing and just reveling in the shit they're doing. It's if you look at it, if you wrote this movie down on paper, you would think these are the craziest fucking people to ever exist.
Yeah.
But
It's
go
all
ahead.
fucked, but the chemistry is fucking great with all of them. I mean, even in the first one, man, like all three of them like just bounce off each other so fucking well. And Drayton, he's one of my favorite people, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was excellent. Like he was just made for that, that role. I think I don't know, but
Well,
and I wish I would have been able to meet him, man, because that would have been
oh yeah.
awesome, But dude, he's awesome and straight up in both of these, he just plays it like too well,
Yeah, you know what's funny in I think it's I forget what year it was, but you remember the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with I think it's Alexandria Daddario. She like inherited the house.
Yeah, that's Texas Chainsaw 3D.
That could be it could have been 3D in the theater. It might be two separate movies. I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm looking
And
at it and it says Texas Chainsaw 3D.
oh, well,
Anyway,
Bill
that's irrelevant.
yeah, we're about to suck a big old Bill Moseley dick right here because Bill Moseley, this is his second role ever, and he I mean,
Again, he
he's
was made
been
for that role, man.
yes, he was born to play ChopTop
Yeah.
because he rivals Bruce Campbell, and he's only really done. I mean, he's been in a million things, but Toby Hooper knew what he was born for,
Oh
right?
yeah, he was like, this character is
And
you, man, like all day.
yeah, but my point with the Texas Chainsaw 2013, Bill Moseley's in that, and he plays Drayton Sawyer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that whole we're gonna get. I don't like that movie. Like it actually,
No, I don't like
I got
it either.
real upset because the whole intro to that movie is everything I ever wanted. Because that first 20 minutes or so, when the opening, when all the locals are coming there to battle it out with the Sawyer family, it's like picking right up from the first one.
It's like a Frankenstein story.
Dude, it's crazy. Yeah, and then it turns into dog shit.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
so mad. Like,
that's the problem that plagues the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies is one is great, one is a classic. It's
absolutely.
now me, you might hate me for this, but I think I love two better, but most of that is nostalgia with, it being one of the first horror movies I ever watched. But to me, part two is the best.
I think it's a pinnacle. I would say like it's like when bands first come out, they put out this fucking badass album and then they put out a badass second album and that's like their pinnacle album. And then they start kind of, well, not all bands, but some of them. And then they just start kind of deteriorating after that, So
yeah,
I don't know.
It kind of like Evil Dead kind of followed the same,
Yeah.
where the first movie is almost just a horror movie and then the second movie is full on horror comedy.
Yeah, they kind of went on with that like idea. I think that was like a bet they say between Sam Raimi and the Coens about like who can make, this kind of comedy or whatever that was it was different for the time, I don't think anybody was ready for it. But
the question would be after 1 and 2, assuming that's your number 1 and 2, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which one would you say is your third favorite?
I would say part 3. I like part 3. I will go in order.
And this is that the one with Ken Foree in it?
Mm-hmm. And fucking Viggo Mortensen or whatever.
Mortensen.
Yeah, Mortenstein. I don't know.
Aragorn.
The Raider. Yeah.
Well,
Aragorn.
Aragorn.
Man.
He's Strider.
Yeah, he's Strider. Yep.
So my third favorite, and I'm gonna get lynched for this, is the 2003 Marcus Nispel one.
Oh, I absolutely love that remake
with Arlie Ermy.
Oh my god, yeah! And you know what? I like that. I love the beginning, the one they did after that one. But I
Yeah.
honestly wish that like they would have swapped them and so we could have
I
seen,
was
you know what I'm saying? But back to
well,
back, those are awesome.
see now I wasn't a fan of the beginning,
Oh
but
man.
and if I would have saw that first, I probably wouldn't have watched the 2003 version.
Oh shit, man. I honestly think it was a little bit better in a lot of ways. But
Well, the scene in the truck with Arlie Ermy where he jams the gun into that guy's mouth,
oh yeah.
and then Leatherface cuts down that girl, and the feathers are falling through the sky, and he looks up at what's her name, the girl in the van, but
His
he's
old
got her
lady. Yeah.
he's got her boyfriend's fucking face on at the time, and you can just it's
You could see
just
that
good
she
enough.
actually thought it was him for a second and we realized that it wasn't him in that same second. Like, holy shit.
But it's a lot like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 in that Leatherface isn't necessarily the scariest character in the movie,
Right. It's everybody else
because
almost.
Arlie Ermy is fucking terrifying in
Mm-hmm.
that scene. In the scene in the van,
Yep. He's absolutely.
he's crazy. It's and that's kind of how ChopTop is in Texas Chainsaw
Yeah.
Massacre 2. It's like Leatherface kind of takes a back seat to him,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good.
because if given the option to encounter one or the other, I would probably choose Leatherface, because I think my chance of survival would be a little higher with him, because
Yeah.
you have to run, but he's a
Man,
little fat, you know. You
Chop
might,
Top's a squirrely fucker, man. Like he's quick
yeah,
as shit, and that's what you gotta be afraid of.
yeah, and one more thing. Oh yeah, Bill Moseley. Uh, this is he was he's not in a lot of like big movies. He never really got his break. But imagine he was in The Blob. You know that? The 19 was it 88?
The remake of the Blob?
Yeah.
He was in that? I gotta
Yeah, and he's credited as soldier number 2.
Oh yeah.
And
He's in Army
this was
Darkness
after,
too.
yeah, right. And you would think that directors like Sam Raimi would know what they had, cuz he
Yeah.
didn't use him.
Yeah, I mean maybe I don't know, maybe he was still just kind of searching for his spot, you know.
Well, The Blob and Army of Darkness were long after Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Imagine making The Blob and knowing that you had the guy that played Chop Top as soldier number 2 in the sewers.
Well, at that time though, like I don't think Texas Chainsaw 2 really I don't
Yeah,
think
it
it
was
was
kind of
as big and popular as what it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
well,
or as it is as this now. You know what I'm saying? Like back when it was
yeah.
out, I think it was still kind of horror was still underground. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, here's my opinion on what you just said is remember uh remember this last summer I was texting you about going to see Dawn of the Dead in the theater for the 45th anniversary
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember.
several times.
Yeah.
And well, the first time I went, I bought my tickets early. I got there early. I was like, this is going to be crazy. The theater's going to be packed, right?
Hmm.
And I got there, and there were like 2 other people there. And that's how I feel about this movie.
Yeah.
And I'll make this make sense. Is that you just said that the way you just talked about it was like it was a big deal.
Hmm.
And it is to us.
Right.
but we are in a vacuum of horror movie fans
Right.
where
But
when
we
you
are a
get
legion though too.
yes. But however, there's not a lot of us,
Yeah.
and when you get online and you get on Facebook and stuff, it may seem that way, but when you go out in public and you try to participate in something celebrating these movies, you'll find that there's not many other people that share your opinion of it.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I get that completely. It's not like that kind of popular, but I mean, let's face it, like the horror scene has grown a mass, I would say past 10, 15 years, how quick and how big it's gotten, even though it's not everywhere, but I mean, everybody knows of this stuff now more than what they did.
I understand that, but I went to see Dawn of the Dead
And there's
just a
only two
few months
people.
ago. It was
I
only
know,
a few
I know,
months ago.
I know.
I'm just yeah, it's just funny because like if I get on Facebook or something and I'm in all these Dawn of the Dead groups
Yeah.
and stuff, and then
It looks huge.
everyone's hyped about this movie, and then when I go to the theater, nobody's there.
Yeah.
That's how Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 feels to me,
It's
because
a concentrated love.
you and I love this movie, and I know most horror fans probably do. But
It's a staple. I mean, in the horror community, I mean, it's a staple of a movie. You have to see it. I mean,
right, but you talk to the average normal human being and they're like, there was a sequel?
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Wait, there was like another one made after that, and then
Right.
a fourth one that I don't feel exists. I don't want to
But
I'm not getting into that one, but
right. Yeah. The last thing I'll say before we get into the movie is sloppy booty night. Sloppy booty
yeah.
may be the key to eternal life.
Yeah.
In the hands of a true scientist,
Yeah.
right?
This is true.
Because the Sawyers, grandpa is 137 years old.
Yep. On a
So
liquid diet.
on a liquid diet. So there has to be something to this.
Mhm.
So are they geniuses? Did they stumble upon this? I'm just saying there may be some sloppy booty night.
Yeah,
Sloppy booty.
there's something with that.
Get the scientists on this stat.
Stat. Oh shit. All right.
All right, so when the movie starts, we get another scrolling text, but it's not John Larroquette narrating it. I'm not sure who is, but similar to the first movie, a little bit of a throwback. But the real beginning of the movie starts with the song Timbuk 3 Shame on You. And I'm like, oh, please, God, make it stop.
But it's Rick the Prick and Buzz.
Yeah, Buzz and Rick the Prick, who are supposed to be high school students that look like they're in their mid-20s.
Yep. Rick's wearing those fucking holographic glasses, those holographic eye John Lennon glasses.
Yeah, he never takes them off either.
I know. It's awesome.
And yeah. Oh, the beginning of the movie on the scrolling text, I forgot to mention this. They say like they were referencing the first movie and saying that Sally Hardesty like told the police about them and everything, and they searched for them for a month and couldn't find them. Yep. How you use a fucking helicopter? How could you not find their house, right? A month?
I don't know,
that's
man.
Crazy.
I think that doesn't it say like they found the farmhouse, but there was no facts or anything they could?
No, they could not locate the farmhouse after a month-long manhunt.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Yep, that's what it says. Yep,
that's fucking crazy. But anyway,
they didn't want to waste the resources. It was clearly a small town, and as when I heard that,
yeah, right. When I heard that, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Use a goddamn helicopter. These police in Texas fucking suck."
Well, we'll find like later, a little bit later on, that the cops are kind of trying to keep the kibosh on this whole operation that's happening.
Yeah, I suppose, but I would think the better way to do that is to at least arrest the guy so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Rick the Prick and Buzz, which I think Buzz is credited as the Mercedes driver.
Yeah.
But he calls himself Buzz, so that's what I'm going to call him.
Yeah. I like Rick the Prick
Little
and Buzz. Those are good names for them.
Yeah. Yeah, and they they're calling into the radio station. What is it? KOKLA
Yeah.
to Stretch.
Yep,
And
with Stretch.
it's so funny to think that someone not hanging the phone up was a thing where you'd be like, you're tying up my phone, hang up your fucking phone, right?
Well,
Right.
I wonder if it has something to do with like the fact that they were calling from a car phone. Maybe the laws are different with that. You know what I'm saying?
Laws. Yeah.
Yeah, the telephone laws. I don't know. But fucking LG was having a hell of a time trying to disconnect,
He's trying, darling.
Yeah. So what were they requesting?
I don't remember. It was something I don't
bright lights and big titties.
Oh yeah, bright lights and big titties.
He don't want to see them. He wants to feel them. Woo!
Well, this is for Rick the Prick. He wants to hear bright lights, big titties. Wrong. I don't want to hear it. I want to see it. Bright lights, big titties.
Yeah, and they have the FAHQ license plate, like long before Dazed and Confused did it.
Shaw, man.
And did you notice Rick the Prick shoots a Texas Battleground amusement park sign?
I did not even catch that. That's fucking funny.
Yeah,
I guess it zooms right up on it, doesn't it?
Right.
I didn't even fucking realize that. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of giving you an idea of where they're at. So, the second time you watch it, if you pay attention at the end, that's where their hideout is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that it kind of goes into why they run across them in the middle of the day or something. Well, it was like 7:30, I think, because that's what Stretch's clock said.
So they go, they're fucking just shooting the shit out of all these signs, just drinking and carrying on, and they come up on the fucking truck and they want to play chicken.
Right. They picked that. If you were ever going to play the lottery, you fucking lost that day. Jesus. Yeah. You picked the wrong fucking people to mess with.
Absolutely.
On that particular day. And I love that. I love the fact that ChopTop's truck, the horn is the Aruga.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's funny.
Great, dude.
But then later on they finally hang up, but they call back later on and they run into the truck again.
Yep, on their cruise, and they've called Stretch again and are harassing the shit out of her. And at the same time, so they go across that bridge, and excellent driving on this part. They go reverse. ChopTop's truck is going reverse this entire time, keeping speed with this Mercedes.
and keep in mind that later on, here the next scene, actually, Lefty mentions that he says that he sawed his head off going 90 miles an hour.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
sawed his own head off going 90 miles an hour.
That truck ain't doing 90 miles an hour in reverse ever. That's not going to happen. But just keeping up with them while going in reverse is crazy. Impossible.
And then we have some badassery about to happen as this is happening. So,
well, did you notice whenever you see the shot from the car looking at Leatherface, how slow the beams are going by from the bridge?
Oh yeah, it's silly.
It's like they're driving like half a mile an hour, and then when you get the wide shots, they're going probably 35 miles an hour.
Yeah, which that's crazy though. That's some good shit, man. Like that whole fucking scene, I fucking adore. It's so fucking awesome.
It is one of the great, to me, definitely, it's one of the greatest horror movie scenes ever.
Oh yeah.
Because I mentioned the when Leatherface jumps out with Nubbins,
Mm-hmm.
and that scream that he does,
yeah,
haunted me.
yeah. And plus, you're like, what the fuck is this? Like,
yeah, it was the creepiest shit because he, and when he starts up the chainsaw, I don't know why, but that jerky motion that Nubbins makes when he's starting up the chainsaw, that sticks in my head too. I don't know why. It's just fucking scary.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. So yeah, they're fucking head to head at this point, and he's just sawing the fucking shit out of their car, and they're just screaming. They're still on the line with Stretch. Everything's being recorded.
You know what could have saved their lives?
What?
If Buzz hit the goddamn brakes. ChopTop and Leatherface didn't have a gun, allegedly. I mean, I assume they didn't have a gun. If you're in a car, Buzz, it's not that difficult to get away from somebody wielding a chainsaw.
Yeah, but man, he's got one speed and it's rape, so it's like that's all he's thinking about.
Yeah, he's like, I can't wait to get this girl to drink my drink.
Yeah, I know. They've been saucing it for a second.
Although allegedly these are high school students,
right.
So I don't think that's a thing until college, but who knows?
Oh,
I don't get the newsletter. I'm not part of this group. So I swear I've never drugged anybody. That's crazy. But Buzz definitely puts off those vibes.
Yeah. Yep. And then like what he's like just fucking tearing this car apart. Rick the Prick's freaking out, screaming his ass off, and then he looks over. He's like, I think we lost him. And he like looks over and his fucking top of his head's like sliding off.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. And Tom Savini said he was laying in the back seat, like operating the pump for the blood.
Yes.
That scene is fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude.
And when Buzz tells Rick the Prick to shoot him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He shoots Nubbins in the face.
Oh yeah. It's unfortunate.
He's been dead. How long's he been dead? 13 years or so?
Yeah, that's hard to say, but I mean if they've preserved him somehow, to where they can keep moving him around. So maybe it's just another secret that they've come up with, the same one that's keeping Grandpa alive all these years.
Well, I mean, just imagine 13 years after you're dead, you get shot in the face.
Oh, I know. I'd be so pissed.
That sucks.
I'd be pissed, man.
Yeah, but this scene is
Nubbins
just
is just trying to have a good time through this whole movie. So
Nubbins is a party animal.
Yeah.
He's just along for the ride.
Yeah, dude.
He's not guilty of any of these crimes. He's being used by his brothers.
Yeah. But man, yeah, it's so cool. And to think of this scene, Leatherface is behind Nubbins and he's got like a black blanket around him, so it makes it seem like it's Nubbins doing everything to these guys. Yeah. I think that is, for some reason, I think it's fucking genius. Like, how they did it, because they're like, we're really going to scare the shit out of these two,
Right.
I don't know. It was awesome. That was my nerd shit there. But
and then Leatherface is doing the little dance.
Yeah.
On the back of the fucking truck.
Yep.
He's got some good balance, that Leatherface.
They're good at what they do.
Yes, sir.
Very thorough. So yeah, they get all fucked up, and I mean, obviously we know that they go and they crash their car because it's all on the radio.
Yeah.
They don't know what the fuck's going on. Stretch is like, what the fuck is going on? And LG can't disconnect anything. So that damn car phone.
Then, after the crash, we get our introduction to a new character.
Yes.
Dennis Hopper's Lefty.
That's right. And I think he is awesome in this.
He is, and I'm not a huge Dennis Hopper fan, but he's great in this.
Yeah. It was awesome, man. He just played this character very well. You know, like he was just made for it as well. Like everybody that was picked, like just performed amazingly in this. It was just, there was good chemistry, you know.
The only critique I would give Lefty is, you know, when Stretch goes to his hotel room, where you get the Toby Hooper cameo.
Yeah.
When he's talking to Lefty, he says, "They live on fear, they thrive on it. I ain't got no fear left."
Yep.
Right?
They live on fear. They thrive on it. I ain't got no fear left.
It's an awesome line, but it made me wonder, like, what has he been through?
Yeah, they don't really go into that. I mean, they say that, you know, you're a ranger, you know this stuff, whatever.
Well, your nephew or brother, whatever, got killed, and you've been searching for his killers. Why don't you have fear left?
Yeah.
What have you been through? I don't know. Maybe
he also says he's got a perfect willingness to die, and that puts him ahead, you know.
Maybe there'll be some fan fiction about his past, like what Lefty went through.
That'd be some cool stuff.
Yeah. Like a Lefty origin story.
Yeah. That'd be like a comic thing, I think would be a good idea. Like if they did like a novella, you know. That'd be kind of cool to like just see like what he did through these 13 years or whatnot. That'd be an interesting.
Right. And you know, then I think it's the next scene you get Drayton Sawyer introduced to Drayton, right?
Oh, right at the chili cook-off. Can we I need to bring some, I was talking about this earlier, but the scene when he's at the wreckage of the Mercedes and he looks back, we were kind of talking about it, and there's like a van he's seeing on the freeway.
Oh yeah.
In between all the cop cars, it like matches almost just like the van from the first one. And it's a very quick scene, but it's when all the cop cars are pulling up, getting ready to tell them to kick bricks, you know.
Oh yeah. It's funny
weird.
too.
It's weird. Like I don't know if that was intentional or not.
Well, it's funny because I didn't notice it. I'll have to go back and watch it, but I don't think it was intentional. But the odds of that happening is crazy.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's like a nod, like a real quick nod to the original, you know.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I watched the commentary, and the only thing, like Bill Moseley mentions the blue mobile home that goes by, but they don't say anything about the van.
Yeah.
But I didn't listen to Toby Hooper's commentary.
Right.
So he may say something about it. Man,
I gotta say something about this whole hotel scene when Stretch was going to see Lefty, you know, with the tape and everything. That whole hotel scene always cracked me up after I started going to Cinema Wasteland back in the day, up in Strongsville, Ohio, because it's still my favorite convention. It was my original one, my first horror convention I ever went to, and it used to be off the fucking chain back in the day, like insanity. And it was almost just like this whole fucking hotel scene. Like when she's in there, just people falling everywhere. Like it was just insanity. And I don't know. I had to get that out because it always cracked me the fuck up, dude. Like we did so much shit there. It was, oh my God, so much fun.
You know what my takeaway from the hotel scene was?
What?
That LG might be somewhat of an innovator because he built her a little fry house, right?
Yeah.
Built your little fry house.
So this is a little TMI, a little personal information here, but every once in a while, I enjoy homemade French fries.
Right?
And I cut them. You know, I have a potato slicer, cuts them nice. They look just like his fries, same size. So I took a little tip from him, right? He
Yeah.
said, I built you a little fry house.
Yeah.
Well, inside of my air fryer, after I've cut the potatoes and put the olive oil on them, if you build the walls of a little fry house inside of your air fryer, it cooks your French fries perfectly. It spaces them out perfectly. You know, you get a nice little, they get all crispy. Don't put the roof on it. Just build the walls. But LG is an innovator.
Yeah.
Thank you, LG.
Yeah, thank you, LG. I totally didn't think that's where you were going with that. I thought you were going to say, I just love sitting around building French fry houses.
No, LG's passing down life pro tips.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty good. That's so fucking funny. Hell yeah.
But what I was saying, like the chili cook-off,
Yeah.
right, with Drayton.
So the judge is ringing this giant dinner bell to announce the winner of the chili cook-off, and it's Drayton Sawyer, and
The man,
and he comes up looking goofier than shit, and is accepting his trophy, which they poured a bunch of his chili into the trophy, and she proceeds to take this big ass bite from it, and as he's talking about the town loving prime meat, she bites down on what we think is a tooth and what we know is a tooth, but he tells her it's a hard-shelled peppercorn.
Now, knowing what we know, would you try the chili?
I mean, I haven't really been to a chili cook-off per se, but I mean, if someone won, I mean, I would be inclined to try the chili to find out like what the hype is about.
I'm saying, knowing what we know, though.
Oh, well,
knowing that it's people.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't eat any of that shit. I'd be like, I mean, I might want to try it, but
here,
I don't know.
I'll say this, but talk is cheap.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'd be curious and I'd like to try it.
Right. I mean, I might.
Because if it's as good as they say it is, I might decide I want to be a cannibal.
I mean,
I'm
YOLO.
just saying. Right. Yeah, right. As the kids say,
it's okay.
YOLO.
Yeah. It's okay.
Hey, look. This is a blind taste test. This is the Pepsi challenge. And all the people in the room took it. And they decided that the chili made with the human meat was the best.
Right. Across the board. So, I mean, it would make you curious.
I don't want... far be it from me to undermine the obvious chili connoisseurs. If they think it's the best, it must be the best. And I would think that I would notice a big ass tooth in my chili, so that woman was just stupid.
Well, if you notice in that trophy as well, in the bowl of it, there's like this big fucking turd looking thing sticking out of the fucking bowl.
Well, Drayton, love him to death, but he holds the goddamn trophy up to his chest, and the chili's just running all over his suit.
Oh shit! You don't give a fuck about that.
It looks like it's made of wool or something, but it's
Tweed.
running all over him.
Well, yeah, that's probably the better stuff that's run on him, through his career as a cook.
Okay, Drayton is intermingling with a huge crowd, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's just one of the people. Now, us watching the movie for the 100th time or whatever know his living conditions.
Oh, yeah.
So as a cook, how can you be around all these people without them noticing that you probably smell like a bucket of deviled eggs and assholes?
Well, I don't know, man. I'll tell
He
you,
has
and
to
I have
stink so bad.
well, well, I don't know. I know Texas is. I was down there for a weekend, and it's a fucking armpit, dude. Like the whole fucking state is an armpit. And I'm sorry, I don't have anything against Texas or anything, but I'm just not used to that shit because I'm used to bipolar Ohio weather. But I imagine you always sweat there. Like you were always sweating. So maybe everybody that's in that room, I mean, it's just kind of chilly and funk on everybody. I don't know. Like,
Okay, so
those
I'll
motherfuckers
tell
are trash, dude. So there's fucking sweat and beer and everything else.
I'll tell you a tiny little short story about why I think they would notice this. Because when we were kids, me and my brothers would ride our bikes around a lot. We lived out in the middle of nowhere, but we would drive in the town. We would ride our bikes into town, and there by the softball field, there was a dead rat in the middle of the road.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So my brother had the bright idea that he could jump it. No ramp. He was just going to hop over it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So so he goes pedaling up to this thing and tries to hop it, and guess what?
He slips on it and fucking goes in it.
No. He landed on it. His wheel landed right on it, and it spread. It was like a tube of toothpaste shooting out from each end. This thing had been laying on the hot road in the hot sun for God knows how long.
Yeah,
it was bloated like a balloon.
Yeah.
And it cleared out the softball game that was going on for a short time.
I could see the comparison.
Well, my comparison would be that smell that cleared out that softball game. Multiply that by 1,000.
Yeah.
When you see Drayton's living conditions.
Yeah.
I have no clue how they could not have smelled that on him.
Well, maybe he always has like an abundance of brute, and that's what he wears because that'll fucking take over everything.
The other thing to consider. The other thing to consider would be this is a movie, and I'm a stupid fuck.
Yeah, I know. We can always go into like so much shit, man. It's so funny.
When Drayton's leaving, when he's driving the van.
Yes.
Did you notice anything about that? Watch it. Watch that scene back. He fucking takes both his hands off the steering wheel, is playing with the radio while talking on the phone.
Oh, yeah, that whole fucking scene, dude. When he starts fucking laughing too, and he's just ape shit.
I'm sure he's a great actor, but he's ignoring one very important thing that's happening in this scene is that he's driving.
Oh yeah,
it's hilarious.
That's a part of his character, though. That's what I love because he's so like.
Oh yeah,
he's fucking old chaos, dude. Like he's awesome.
They're so crazy.
Yeah,
that they like him and ChopTop both just go into fits of laughter.
Yeah, none of them give a shit either. Like.
That's fair, dude. You've done it again. Ah, you cool shit. Ah, you motherfucker, you'll be the death of me yet.
Oh.
But it's when he hears the recording because Lefty tells Stretch to play the recording on the air, and Lefty's plan is to use Stretch as bait, which is fucked up, but that's what's going on up to this point. So she plays the tape on air, and that's what Drayton hears, which is what sets off the rest of the movie.
So then we go to Lefty, and he's going into a chainsaw store that is nothing but chainsaws everywhere, and lays out, I don't know, shit ton of money on this fucking stump, and just starts testing out all these chainsaws, gearing up for something later on in the movie that we'll get to. But he takes these chainsaws out, and he is just testing them out. They got a big log there, and he's just beating the shit out of this thing. And the old man that owns the store, he is so excited about this whole part.
Which he says which obviously, for whatever reason, if you watch the scene, the guy hacking at the wood with the chainsaw is not Dennis Hopper. It's his fucking stunt double. I love you, Dennis Hopper, but you're a fucking pussy if you couldn't pull this scene off. Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit. That was so fucking good. Oh, my God.
What's he say about his banana?
I thought he said, this is like another one of those things, like, they say it so fast, and I haven't even caught it in captions or anything, but I think he says, like, oh, my limp banana.
All right.
I don't know. I want to investigate that further. If anybody knows what he says, please email at us at deadnotes@gmail.com.
Yes, sir. Message to the people, too.
Yeah.
At this point in the podcast, Alan, I think, is officially drunk.
Yeah. Are you feeling good?
Right. So you'll notice a change.
Yeah. Is your other side going to come out?
Mr. Hyde is about to come out, or I might just start slurring shit.
All right.
Okay. Anyway.
Oh, man, we're even just getting into the meat and potatoes now.
I know, we haven't even introduced the fucking man, the myth, the legend, my personal, probably, regardless of his amount of significant roles, best favorite horror actor, Bill fucking Moseley.
Right. Amazing.
ChopTop.
Yeah. So fucking awesome. What a weird motherfucker, dude. And I loved it. Like, it's the eeriest shit. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's the Sonny Bono wig at first.
I don't give a fuck how many parts Bill Moseley got, because I looked at his IMDb. He doesn't have a lot of significant roles. Whatever.
He plays like whatever, man.
My top two are obvious. It's obvious. Bruce Campbell, but Bill Moseley is probably my favorite.
Yeah,
because solely based on this role.
Yeah,
because never has anyone ever terrified me more than ChopTop, and I understand he's funny. This is a horror comedy. But if you're not a fan of horror, which when I first saw this, I was a fan, but I was early into it. He was fucking terrifying.
Yep.
ChopTop was the thing of nightmares.
I mean, I was scared of the hitchhiker in the first one. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was young, man, it's just as creepy as shit. Motherfucker's cutting into himself, like.
Right. And ChopTop is that.
Yep.
Times 10.
I know.
Elevated.
Up.
I mean, he is literally doing an impression.
Yeah, but
he's doing an impression
11,
of right. And it is the fucking most frightening thing if you're not a horror fan. Now, as an adult, obviously I've seen countless horror movies. I'm a seasoned veteran at this point. But that's what I said. Like this movie straddles the fence of horror and comedy, because if you are new to horror and you watch this movie, you might be fucked. You might
it's
be
a
like,
lot. I mean, the whole movie, I mean, once it pops off, man, and this is where we're at right now, is like right when it really pops off. Like, it was nonstop from the beginning, but I don't know, it's definitely, it turns up right here.
This is the beginning of the end.
Yeah. So yeah, like what's fucking Stretch say? She was like, what the fuck are you doing? We're fucking closed here or whatever. Like, I can't remember.
Yeah.
And he's just fucking like wanting a tour of the fucking radio station, just simple tour. He really just wanted to make a request.
Well, that's what he says.
Yeah.
But he's got that big pussy hiding in the fucking back. And I apologize for calling Leatherface a pussy, but in this movie, that is an accurate statement.
Well, and one of the people that play him, I guess.
Okay, so I forgot off the top. Like I said, this is Alan with a little too many shots of alcohol in him.
A little saucy.
So, right, little saucy. So I'm gonna say
that should be your SoundCloud name when you start that SoundCloud rap.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna say, oh yeah, I forgot to mention up top. I apologize for how drunk I was during Children of the Night, but here we go again.
So, You're good. You said the I think you were going to get ready to go into the three people playing Leatherface.
No, the three people playing Leatherface thing, I think, is bullshit, because I'll tell you, if I were casting this movie, I apologize, Bill Johnson, but as a pacifist, you don't get to play Leatherface. Oh my God, I'm going to get ripped apart for that comment.
If you want to rip Alan apart, email us at deadnotes@gmail.com.
I stand by what I said. If you're a pacifist, stay the fuck out of my fucking Chainsaw Massacre movie. I don't give a shit. Come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro. YOLO, dog.
But when I was a kid, Bill Moseley, look, this guy single-handedly shaped my love for horror, because he set a bar that was not attainable by anyone. The close second might have been Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
But to me, Bill Moseley, one fucking role, this one movie makes him my favorite horror movie actor.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
I love Bruce Campbell. I love the Evil Dead movies, but Bruce Campbell is not necessarily a fan of horror, right? I've met him and I've heard interviews where it's sad to say Bill Moseley is a fan of horror.
Yeah, he loves the culture genre of it. Yeah. He's a part of it.
He got cast because he made his own little movie called Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? And Toby Hooper saw that, and that's why he cast him in this.
For real? I didn't know that. That's a fun fact. I'm new to that one.
Yeah, that's why Bill Moseley was cast in this movie.
Holy
Because
shit.
if you look on YouTube, you might be able to find it. It's a little short film that Bill Moseley
I
made
remember
called.
hearing about the fan film, but I had no idea. I guess I didn't put that together that that's how Mosley got in it or whatever. I thought
Yeah,
that's wild, man.
yeah,
I
and
thought it
think
was
about it.
I was thought it was something that was put together like after or something like that that was just kind of lost to time, you know. But
Well,
that's cool.
like you said early on that he was born to play this role.
Yeah.
Well, uh, think about this. He did a short film, uh, uh, on his own called Texas Chainsaw Manicure.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably find it on YouTube. But Toby Hooper liked it so much that he cast him as ChopTop because he was basically doing an impression of the hitchhiker
Yeah.
from the first movie, which he was cast as the twin brother of,
Mm-hmm.
you know, which the hitchhiker is Nubbins. Which we've met Nubbins because Nubbins was Leatherface was basically wearing him as a costume.
Yeah.
And for the rest of the movie, ChopTop runs around using him as a puppet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
it's his buddy.
yeah.
It's like his My Buddy doll.
But this is Bill Moseley's second movie, and I just don't know because I love like Night of the Living Dead 1990, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bill Moseley plays Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
And he never got his break. He never got like his movie that just like made
Showcase him or whatever.
That made him like a household name.
Yeah.
Right? Because he was in Army of Darkness. That's one of the ones that everybody mentions. But he plays a deadite captain. And that role could have been anybody.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's in costume, like extreme costume, not like one that's showing any side of his personality, you know?
So, as much as people hate on Rob Zombie and the movies he's done, he realized that Bill Moseley is a treasure to the horror community. And he cast him as Otis Driftwood in House of a Thousand Corpses,
Oh, yeah.
Devil's Rejects.
I think that those were actually his break, and Devil's Rejects, I think that was his break because he just fucking soared after that movie. They all did. They all got a resurgence. Really after Devil's Rejects hit, because if you remember, House of a Thousand Corpses was done a long time before it came out because of no one wanting to fly it, but I think that once that came out and then Devil's Rejects, that was his shit right there. Cause no one else can be Otis. You know what I'm saying? Like that you just can't.
Absolutely. But I still think he's underappreciated.
I do too. But I think that, like I was saying before about just like the horror community, it's so big, even though we don't see it everywhere. Like it's huge. It's fucking huge. It's fucking legion, So it's like, and he is up there on the high tier in that,
Yeah, but we're probably dragging. I am probably dragging on too much about this, so we'll go ahead and move on to introduction to ChopTop.
Right. So yeah, you want to go ahead and start the whole back and forth with him and Stretch.
Well, look, this scene, first of all, LG Minor, if he was a real person, I'd tell him, LG, quit spitting on the fucking floor. That's gross. Dude, what the fuck are you doing? He's just talking to her and casually spitting on the floor of the fucking radio station.
Yeah, and then he tries to get him some.
Well,
What does he say?
He got friend zoned a long time ago.
Yeah,
Poor guy.
he still went in again though.
We've all been friend zoned.
Yeah,
LG, we're not knocking you down at all. Everybody's been friend zoned.
we're all partners in this, friend.
Yes, sir. Strength in numbers, brother.
Yeah, man.
But after LG leaves, the boys show up. And if you, like me as a kid when I saw this, had no idea what was coming. Just the scene when she walks into the room with ChopTop sitting on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. It is funny to me now. Like I said, that's why I get the horror comedy angle of this movie, because he's fucking hilarious. But in real life, if you apply a lot of the things that ChopTop does to real life situations, it is far from comedy. And this
I would
shit
like to
with
see
him-
that scenario go down. ChopTop in real life situations.
You know what I was thinking? Here is an idea, and somebody please do this. Please, I beg you to do this. Okay, so I am a fan of my favorite Christmas movie is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh, of course.
So with the with AI being a thing nowadays, and it just exploding, someone please, I beg you, and send me the link to this, because I need to have it in my life. The scene with Cousin Eddie with the sled, I don't know if I had to go sailing down no hill with nothing between the ground and my brain but a piece of government plastic. Please put Bill Moseley as ChopTop in that scene.
That'd be pretty good.
Please, I beg you, I beg you, I beg you.
He'd be itching with his fucking hanger. Yeah, that'd be fucking funny.
Oh my God, it would be fucking great. Him fucking sailing down a hill. Fucking.
Oh, shit.
Wouldn't that be? I mean, just put him in the whole movie. I mean, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Replace Cousin Eddie with ChopTop.
Yeah. That'd be fucking funny.
It would be hilarious. He'd be like, I don't know. if my plate gets dented, my hair ain't gonna look right.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Okay.
Minor sidetrack there. I just thought that would be fucking awesome. But how fucking terrifying is ChopTop?
Yeah,
How
he's awesome.
terrifying. I don't care if you've seen everything. Oh, I've seen fucking Cannibal Holocaust and Serbian film. I can handle this. I don't give a shit.
Not back in the day when we saw it though. Like, it was fucked up. It was fucking weird.
Also, apply this to real life. As funny as it may seem, put yourself in Stretch's situation.
Yeah. And
Jesus,
you could tell that she's like,
Christ.
You could tell that she's like really freaked out too, because when she's giving him the tour around the lobby, and and she's showing him all the random shit, and then she's like, and then there's the exit, and she's like, good night, and he's like, good night, and she's like,
he does
good night, and she's like, good night, and then she's like, good night, and he goes, good night.
He does the Sesame Street thing.
Yeah.
He goes EXIT.
Yeah.
Exit.
Yeah. So then, he's like, what's in here? And, she tells him. And then, of course, we have Leatherface come flying out and beans him on the side of the head with his chainsaw. So there's sparks flying, which is an awesome scene, I think, because there's like sparks flying off the side of his fucking dent, or his fucking plate. and
Oh, yeah.
it's awesome. It's awesome. Very well executed. And then Leatherface goes up. He's like, "Get that bitch, Leatherface."
Get that bitch. You know,
Oh,
sidebar
Will
here.
Hunt, get that
Sorry.
bitch.
I apologize. Another quick sidebar.
Sorry.
I like Primus, the band.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You know the song Sailing the Seas of Cheese?
Mm-hmm.
Or no,
No,
not.
it's
That's the
Jerry
album.
was a race car driver.
Jerry was a race car driver.
Yeah.
That's the album is Sailing the Seas
Yes.
of Cheese. So in Jerry the race car driver, when they used the sample, I had seen this movie already, but I had no fucking idea that was a sample from this movie because he sounds exactly like Les Claypool.
Yeah, it's funny, the comparison for sure.
And the little break when, what's he say? Dog will hunt.
Yeah. Yep, like right where it kicks in. And then also Lucky when he says, "You have that tape, you play it on the radio." That's from Skinny Puppy. Or they use that sample, yeah.
What song?
Oh, fuck.
Sorry, I'm not putting you on a spot.
No.
Sorry. If you haven't heard Skinny Puppy, just start out with
It's
Warlock.
fucking,
That's the
let's go there.
that's probably the song that'll get you into them.
Fuck.
They're fucking awesome.
What fucking song? I'm not gonna be able to find it right now. It's so minimal,
it's okay.
but it's just like it's what the fuck is it on? I believe it's on Cleanse, Fold, and Manipulate. I believe that's what the album it's on. But
you know, sorry again.
I dropped the ball.
Nothing to do with this movie. But did you know? Kevin and I are huge fans of Velvet Acid Christ. They have a song with a sample from Q the Winged Serpent. I don't know what relevancy that is, but that's a thing. It's fucking what an oddball movie to take a sample from. Anyway.
All right. So he got dinged on his head. His Sonny Bono wig's absolutely destroyed. And Leatherface.
Sonny Bono wigdoo.
Yeah, his wig.
You gotta say it right. It's a wigdoo.
Yeah, Sonny Bono wigdoo.
Ow! He did it in my plate! Oh, my brain is burning! Non-flashback! Oh! Leatherface, you bitch! Oh! Look what you did to my Sonny Bono wigdoo! Oh, God damn, I can't believe it!
So Leatherface goes up after Stretch, and she goes and runs and locks herself in the freezer.
Oh, and they had the door.
Yeah, she had that iron door or whatever.
Yeah, that was like a thing that I think Toby Hooper wanted that in the movie because it was like a callback to the first movie. They had
the iron door, yeah. Where it gets slammed shut, yeah.
Yeah, in a radio station for whatever reason.
Well, yeah, you gotta keep them records cool.
But I know we're kind of just glancing over it, but Bill Moseley is ChopTop. I can't even say. I don't even know how to articulate how great this character is. Because Toby Hooper might be a fucking genius.
Oh, I mean, it goes on a lot of levels for sure.
It's funny that in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, you could then create a character that makes Leatherface be like an afterthought.
I mean, yeah, it's weird. The focus definitely turned more on him, but they're all kind of equal though at the same time. It's like they all got their abilities. Like
they on their you're saying on their RPG checklist they have increased different attributes.
Yeah, like ChopTop's got like increased stamina.
ChopTop has increased insanity.
Yeah.
Because as crazy as Leatherface is, ChopTop makes him look like a well-adjusted human being.
Yeah.
Because the most interesting thing about Leatherface is he wears other people's faces.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I do want to say
apologize.
something about his mask in this one too. I forgot to talk about.
Go
I
ahead.
think it's one of the coolest of the Leatherface masks. Obviously, I'm partial to the original, but or in the dinner mask
I am
especially because
not.
it's fucking weird. But this mask is fucking awesome. It's two faces stitched in to make one face, and it's fucking sick.
So, I meant to mention this earlier. So Leatherface as a character, you would be shocked to know like how many people think that this is based on a true story.
Yeah, because of the
Right? Now, it is inspired by a true story.
well Ed Gein. Yeah, they wanted a whole family of Ed Geins basically.
Yeah. So in my point was I know a guy personally in real fucking life that what was it, 2003, was it the Marcus Nispel film?
Mm-hmm.
2003. So at the beginning and the end of that movie there's found footage, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Suppose yeah.
There's found footage where they make it look like this was a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when that movie came out, this guy that I know personally, a real human being that has a brain allegedly, thought that that was real footage.
Oh, I wish I could have met that person. That would have been so much fucking fun. Holy shit.
I was like, I understand. Yes, it is inspired
Yeah.
by Ed Gein. That's why in the first movie, like Leatherface has lipstick on and shit.
Oh yeah. Well, his dinner mask does, yes.
Yeah, and then LG comes back. Poor guy. Probably the nicest guy that ever existed in history. He he comes back, and well, I just said that, and immediately I thought, well, he spits on the truck, so because I think he assumes that's Lefty's truck.
Yeah, I'm sure he's looking at that truck and he's like, oh, and he just spits on it.
But
as he does everywhere, so I mean,
and he walks into the radio station, and who's sorting through records and says this movie is forever quotable, but this this is one of the lines. Bill Moseley is a national treasure. but he says, what's he say, Kevin?
Lick my plate, you dog dick.
Lick my plate, you dog dick.
And then he's like flicking his tongue out at him, and he was like,
"Hey, lick my plate, you dog dick!"
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that whole fucking scene.
Oh, fucking love him, man.
He's smashing records with a hammer.
Yeah, and Leatherface with his instantly starting chainsaw.
Well, yeah,
it just like push button.
It's unquestionable. I mean, he was born with it in his hand, so the saw's family, dude.
Yes, it is, sir. he he knocks poor LG over, and fucking ChopTop starts smashing his head with a hammer.
Yeah, time for incoming mail.
Time for incoming mail. How fucked up is this scene?
Oh, it goes on forever too. Like he's just batting, his legs are shaking and shit.
Yeah,
but he keeps spitting.
yeah, he's still spitting even after he's fucking. Yeah, he hits him. I would guess that ChopTop hits him in the head at least 100 times.
Oh, dude, he just beats the shit out of his head.
So does LG have the toughest skull ever? Because I imagined that after the first couple minutes, he'd look like the hitchhiker in Creepshow.
Oh yeah,
at the end.
Yeah, thanks for the ride, lady. Thanks for the ride.
His head
Yeah.
looks like a bowl of pasta.
Yeah.
But LG must have a thick ass skull.
Well, he's one of them old school corn-fed boys, man. So
yeah.
They're
He's
tough
got a
as they're
thick head
tough as
on him.
shit, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just beating the shit out of his head, dude. Like, it's crazy how long this scene goes on, especially for when this came out, you know, because it's just chaos.
And this is another scene where there's two types of people that if you watch this scene could be comedy or it could be horror.
Yeah.
Because when I watch it, it's funny. But when I was young and watching it, oh my God, it was fucking terrifying.
Oh yeah. You're like, what the fuck am I watching? This is why I wasn't allowed to watch this as a kid. And it's like you find that out when you're actually able to have access to shit.
The way
it's
that
beautiful.
ChopTop the way that ChopTop like revels in his fucking deeds.
Yeah, man, it's a family tradition.
I mean, he's just having the best time of his life, smashing someone's head with a hammer.
He ain't got shit, man.
And you know, something I thought that was weird is now I need to go back and watch the first movie because ChopTop is calling Leatherface.
Yeah, and I think that's where we first hear him actually called and referenced as Leatherface, because usually it's been Bubba or your brother. I don't think they even called him Leatherface in the first one. I could be wrong, but I don't ever remember that ever. It was always like, look what your brother did to the door, you know.
That's what I'm wondering. I need to watch it again.
And they watched it. They reference him as Bubba, you know what I'm saying? But they've never. Leatherface didn't come out till this one, I believe. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, shoot us an email at deadnotes@gmail.com.
And I'll have to go back and watch this because if he doesn't say Leatherface, if he's not called Leatherface in the first movie, if nobody says that, then this is kind of breaking the fourth wall, right? Because if he's calling him Leatherface, then that would leave me to believe that the first movie exists in this universe.
Well, it does. This is like a direct sequel to it. I mean, a lot of people will try to tell you that it's not or whatever. I mean, I've had people try to tell me it's a whole different thing, but I'm like, no, it's actually pretty much it's the whole family except for the hitchhiker for obvious reasons, you know, and he's still in it.
No, what I mean is that by breaking the fourth wall, by calling him Leatherface, I know it's a stretch, no pun intended, but by calling him Leatherface, I would think that in this universe, ChopTop has watched the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I mean, I would assume so. Since he made his own, right?
Even though, yeah. No, I mean in the movie.
Oh no,
the character ChopTop.
No, I think because during the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre, ChopTop was apparently serving time in Vietnam and all that shit and whatnot, right? And that's like where that timeline is during the first one. And then this one, he's back, obviously. And we get all of that as well in another deleted scene where he's talking about, you know, what'd he say? If that machete wielding, and am I allowed to say it?
Watch the deleted scenes.
Yeah,
people.
I don't want to. But yeah, he's like basically if like he didn't get hit in the head with this machete, then basically the VA wouldn't have cut him a check, and they wouldn't have been able to afford all the stuff that they're being able to afford. So I don't know. It's so weird.
Well, regardless, whether he calls him Leatherface or not, doesn't matter. The thing that's really special, that really stands out to me, that makes me love ChopTop, is that he calls Leatherface a bitch.
Yeah.
he says, "Look what you did to my plate, you bitch." Yeah. How fucking funny is it
dude,
that in a world where someone like Leatherface exists, there is another human being that knows him and affectionately calls him a bitch.
I know. Yeah, that's awesome.
Look what you did to my plate, you bitch!
What the fuck? Oh,
shit.
man.
So Leatherface is trying to get into this cooler that Stretch has locked herself into, and he's rattling on the door because he can't saw through the door, and Stretch is like freaking out, and everything gets quiet. And then what happens? How does he bust through this wall?
Hey, Kool-Aid.
Oh shit.
You know, I mentioned what's his name? Peter DeLuise in oh, Jesus Christ. Peter DeLuise, when he jumped through the window, I said Kool-Aid, right?
Yeah.
It reminded me of that, but that is not even close. Leatherface straight up Kool-Aids through this fucking wall.
Oh yeah, 100%. And then he's like, Stretch is like freaking out on the tub of ice that she's got in there, and he's just going to town, fucking this ice with his saw.
I'm gonna assume that Leatherface is a virgin, but this whole scene is fucking weird, and even for me, and I'm you know, I'm not the most normal person, but he's like running the chainsaw up her leg, which
he's in love,
but he's like touching it against her crotch. And during this scene, do you think, because I think he did, do you think that Leatherface busted in his fucking pants?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it went
moaning. He's like moaning, and as soon as he's done, it seems like if you watch the scene again, if you watch when he's touching the chainsaw to her crotch, he's moaning like he's having sex, and then
he basically is. But I'm sure the inside of his drawers are filled with all kinds of spider webs, if you know what I mean.
Yes,
he's spitting web everywhere.
As a look, as a man, we all know that we live in two constant states. One of pre-nut confusion and post-nut clarity. right? So as soon as Leatherface got those demons out, whether they were sprayed all over the inside of his pants or not, his reasoning came back to him, and he realized that he was on a mission.
Yeah.
And that's when he started the chainsaw.
I think it's a part of it. I think that he gets a sexual charge off his chainsaw. It's an extension of himself.
How old would you suppose he is? 40-ish?
I'd say 40-ish. He's still a spring chicken.
I would think so, too. We never see his face, but we do see his brother's face, and his brother served in Vietnam, so maybe he looks older than he is. So we could say 30, 40.
I'd say 40.
But the poor man has never experienced sex. SEEX.
But hey, that's arguable, because maybe to him, when he's running the chainsaw, like I was saying, it's an extension of him. Maybe he is. And maybe had he got his chainsaw started in time before she jumped up off the ice, that could have been his first time ever getting laid, because it would have went right up in her, right?
Yes, sir.
But now he's like sawing everything, but I think he's doing that to cover up everything, and he's going to leave her alone.
I'll tell you, in the if I were to make a list of possible scenarios that would scare me the most, probably having a chainsaw pressed up against my crotch while someone was pulling at the string.
Yeah.
It's pretty high. Would be pretty high on that list. I wouldn't think of it off the cuff, but seeing this movie, watching him trying to start the chainsaw while it was pressed up against her crotch, holy shit.
But you know what I love about this scene, as after it's all done and he riots through the
His
studio,
dance,
dude.
his little
When
dance.
he does it, and then he's like he's gyrating the saw up at her, like, you know,
He thrusts
and then
it
he
at her.
and then and then he shakes it off and then takes off outside the door.
Uh, you know, if I was Leatherface's friend, I would give him some tips about not letting women.
It looks to me like he's got it all under control. She's not following him
No,
yet.
he is not in control because he had a mission. He failed the mission and he lied to his brothers about Stretch being alive.
He just knew that he was so good that she'd be back. And what
Well,
happens?
he was good.
Right. That she told him he was.
Proved.
Yeah.
He proved to her that he was good.
And she follows him, right? So she'd be back.
Oh yeah. He got the hook center.
Yeah, he did.
That was like a time release fucking. Yeah, well, look, when after ChopTop is finished hitting poor LG in the head for the thousandth
the 1000th time.
Yeah, that they drag him out to the truck. Why didn't ChopTop want to take Stretch with him?
I don't know. Maybe they just only had room for one body. Maybe it's something with female meat. They weren't looking to.
It's too
lean. Maybe she's too lean for what they want.
Yeah, they wanted a little beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, LG looks beefy to me.
But in ChopTop's mind anyway, Leatherface completely destroyed her. So at that point, he just basically slaughterhoused LG.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he thought she cut her up into unusable portions.
Yeah. They were spoiled.
Yeah.
And
and at this point of the movie, I have to say, Lefty can fuck himself. What a dickhead, man.
Yeah, he set her up for the okie doke.
Yeah, he set her up, and why didn't he show up? If Lefty would have shown up during this scene, the movie'd be over by now.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly.
Because either Lefty or Leatherface would be dead.
Yeah, they would have their battle.
It's 2-1, but I don't know. I would probably give the edge to Leatherface because he's been killing people with chainsaws for a long time.
Yeah.
And Lefty just hacked at a piece of wood for a little while.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
But the craziest, as crazy as people are in this movie, ChopTop is clearly out of his fucking mind.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He makes Leatherface look like a well-adjusted individual. As crazy as people are, Stretch fucking follows them.
Oh, yeah, after she just saw everything going down. Yeah, I'm telling you, them hooks, dude.
I've seen the memes. Fucking white people and following death is crazy. Sorry, Stretch. But what the fuck? I will say, it is a nice little Psycho homage.
Yeah.
With the music and the camera angle, they're kind of going for the Psycho thing. But I would say Lunatic, she's fucking... If this scene played out 100 times, it'd be 99 times out of 100 that I'm not following them. I'm hanging out at the fucking record station.
I want to just be there starting to fix shit and clean stuff up.
Yeah. I'll wait for the police because at this point, she has no idea that they got Lefty or LG.
Yeah.
So what the hell is she following them
Well,
for?
she saw the blood on the ground and then, saw LG's car sitting outside.
They never established that.
Yeah.
Because when LG, when she ends up running into LG again, she has no idea that they got him.
Let's talk about fucking Lefty trying to mow her down with the car when she makes it to their hideout.
Right. Where she just like fucking Wile E. Coyote stands on the fucking trap door.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like it was like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
I'd
but
have
see,
to count
he's
it.
got his headlights on. They're going in, and she's fucking freaking out, and he's like, "Hey, it's just me. It was just me the whole time."
And he's in the fucking Griswold station wagon, like
Yeah.
But she stands on the fucking trap door, and when the lights come on, it's like for whatever reason, lights come on underneath it.
Yeah, it's all lit up down the ramps, and then Lefty fucking comes in to give her a hand.
Right, literally.
Let me grab this most decrepit arm.
Let me get this arm that's just sitting here and reach it out to you.
Yeah. Here, grab this slippage.
Yeah. Fucking yeah, but we're back at the little sign at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're in their hideout.
What the hell's it called? The Texas
Battleland. Did we space
Texas Battleland? Yeah, we're back there. So we finally get the tie-in from the beginning, where this is why Buzz and Rick the Prick shouldn't have been playing around in the few miles that they were playing around, because this is their stomping ground.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, this is their whole hideout, and let me tell you, this is probably one of the coolest fucking hideouts ever. Like this whole set is so awesome. Like the whole dinner scene they redo is awesome. Like just everything's sweet.
Oh yeah,
I totally live down there.
I wouldn't live there. It probably smell like a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just get some fans.
That's not gonna do it. Okay, look, this always fucking made me laugh. Every time I've watched this movie, this made me laugh when Lefty, Dennis Hopper, is running towards the gate.
Yeah.
He's like over the top, fucking losing his shit. And then he stops and and opens the gate.
Yeah.
And he goes, I know. It's so funny because it's like, he's got the chainsaws and shit, and he's on a mission, and he's like fucking badass, fucking Lefty.
He's getting ready to come in and just tear it all down.
It's almost like an immediate stop.
Mm-hmm.
He goes,
yeah, dude.
To open the fucking fence.
It's so good
to get in there.
It's so good.
Oh man,
Lord, you show me the end. Show me what I fear, so I don't fear it no more. Ah! 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 Ah!
And when he kicks the fucking wall and all the guts and shit fall out.
All the chitlins.
All the chitterlings.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? That apparently they contacted like a local butcher.
Yeah.
Plant, whatever, and got the those are real parts of animals.
Yeah, they don't fuck around with that, man. They're always fucking like, let's just get all the byproduct and put them in your mouth.
I think that's Tom Savini.
Yeah.
100%.
He was like, it
He's
did
like,
good
"Don't
in Day of the Dead, man. It was fucking
Yep.
flawless.
He's like, don't be a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
But
he's like, hey,
to me,
he's like, Toby, let me talk at you for a second.
yeah,
Man,
let me talk at you, bro.
don't be a pussy.
And don't be a pussy. You know, and to me, the whole fucking using real parts and shit. I get it. It looks great. It looks cool. I don't know what parts those are.
And it's random, yeah. It's just whatever.
But
discard.
but they should be rotten. You know, it should be. If he kicked in that wall,
he gave the
that
face
should
like
be-
it was vile.
It should have been repulsive.
I mean, that's a pretty good spot to put all your byproduct you don't want, I guess, is like in a random wall.
And I don't know what those parts were, but there was a lot of them.
Yeah.
So,
well, they've been killing for a while.
Oh, right. I was going to say, I'm thinking they've been taking the same pieces out of people for a long time.
Yep. So Stretch ends up landing in some weird ass, like, looks like a smoke room where they've got all these body parts hanging up everywhere.
Oh yeah, she's definitely in the at least meat preparation room.
That room might smell pretty good though, like because it's like all the smoked meat.
What horrible fucking luck though.
Yeah.
To land there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You know,
probably like she'd be getting all hungry and stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, imagine the fucking conflicts you'd have with your own brain during that situation.
Well, yeah, you've been
like,
running like crazy and you're burning up all this fuel. You'll be like, man, I'm really hungry. And then you go in there and, you know, clearly their barbecue is like off the chain. So, you know,
I'm really hungry and I don't know what this shit is made of.
Yeah. But it looks good.
Oh yeah. You if you're hungry enough, you could eat anything.
Yeah. So yeah, she's hiding out behind this like gore trash can, right? Like watching Leatherface comes into this smoke room and he's stripping LG's clothes off of him, right?
You know, he's cutting him apart with one of those little electric knives.
Yeah.
Every time I see that, I think of Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah. We made you. Yeah, that whole fucking
it's
scene.
like you can't. That's a whole other episode.
Yeah. So he's stripping LG down past his skin, basically, seeing like what kind of nice pieces of skin he can get, and he goes in for his face. And this scene is awesome.
It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I mean, think about it. Think about how funny it seems to you watching it now, but imagine being someone who hasn't seen Serbian film.
Oh yeah.
Who hasn't seen Cannibal Holocaust.
But Papa's about to get him a new face though.
You'd be like, what the fucking hell is happening?
Yeah.
And then he puts the goddamn face on Stretch.
Yeah, to hide her. Well, what would you think about that? Because immediately you're probably not thinking that it's your best friend's face that's being put on you, right? So it's just a
she
face.
Doesn't know at this point.
Nasty. You know it's a face, but you know, you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't know at that point, but when she finds out, holy fucking shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, that whole scene. So he's coming over and he's like, oh, baby girl, he made it back.
I meant to this scene right here where his face is the skin on his face is gone.
Yeah.
He's missing skin on his fucking leg, his chest,
he's
everywhere.
Just stripped, yeah.
And you know what the worst part about this whole scene is?
What?
Stretch does not say I love you until he's fucking dead. Oh my god, I've been friend zoned before, but never this hard. My
Yeah, that's
man,
harsh.
I love you, LG, but that is the worst goddamn bit of friend zoning I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
She's wearing his face. She's wearing his fucking face.
Yep.
And he's still doing whatever he can to help her.
Yep.
You know, I don't know if I'd let him help me because the way he swings that fucking knife is a little
He's all twitchy.
iffy.
Yeah.
But
We like to call that friend zone the dick in the glass jar.
it is friend zoned times 10.
Yeah, for sure.
Because she almost makes sure that he's dead before she says she loves him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, LG. I almost love LG and I don't even know the fucking guy. And she's like 110% friend zoned that fucking guy. But you know what I mean? It's like it just hurts, man. It's like this fucking guy, just reject him properly.
Yeah. You let him on.
No,
It helped her out in the end, though, right? So
I suppose it did. I mean,
helped her out.
Right. In the rare occasion that you may have to wear your friend's face to hide.
Yep.
It helped her out.
Oh,
well, no, it didn't. I mean, only for a second. Right?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, God.
Man, and he even puts his fucking hat on her.
I know, and then he starts dancing with her and everything. Like,
yeah.
He's been waiting for this moment.
He says, I guess I'm falling apart on you, honey. He's nice. He's fucking skinned alive, and he's still being nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how he can form a coherent thought.
Why are you wearing my face?
Right. Well, being that he was bashed in the head about 100 times with a hammer. But he's still holding it together.
Aspect of how he gets up and he's just like twitchy, like he just had his head completely caved in.
Oh yeah, this whole scene is fucking
it's great.
Eerie. Yeah,
man, when I had to do that for my daughter's Cub Scouts, I had to go do that sleepover, for their little camp-in thing. The way he gets up is exactly the way that I got up that next morning. It was the most uncomfortable night I've ever had. But I felt exactly like him.
I'd probably feel the
I almost
same
spit
way.
too, but I didn't.
The epitome of nice guys finish last.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Poor fucking guy. I bet, I don't know. I guess the heart wants what the heart wants. And Stretch's heart didn't want Lefty.
Yeah.
But we love you, buddy. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Lefty. Or LG.
Or LG, yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, he ends up cutting her free, right? In the most dangerous fashion possible, because he can't really use his arms very well. It's a big ass knife, but he manages to free her. And then he falls over, and that's when he passes, right? That's when he's like falling apart. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and she puts the hat on him.
Yeah.
Like that means goddamn shit in their situation.
She gave him his face back and, gave him his hat back. At least she gave him his hat back. I wonder if it's like one of them hoodie situations. You know what I'm saying? When they always take your hoodie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if you... public service announcement. If you guys date goth chicks, they're going to take your fucking hoodies. Right? Am I wrong,
no,
Kevin?
You're not wrong. I've lost many a hoodie. Oh.
Then the fucking the end of this movie is just insane.
Dude, it turns into mad chaos. Like right after that whole part with LG.
Well,
he's like, it's like everything's starting to fucking shit's getting ready to hit the fan. The family's like arguing, like of course.
well, think about the way Bill Moseley got this role, right? Was basically doing an impression of the hitchhiker in the first movie.
Yeah, I mean, but it lines up because the whole family's fucked.
So that's why it's fucking hilarious that when he comes into the room, whatever you would call that, the butcher room where Leatherface is hiding Stretch,
Mm-hmm.
and he's doing an impression of Drayton.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he's just talking shit to him.
That money, you gotta run for that dollar.
Yeah. Then Drayton comes in and kicks him in the ass and like
right.
Yeah.
It's like the most, if you're not a horror fan, this is like one of the most terrifying fucking scenes you've ever seen in your
dude.
life.
He's just mocking Drayton the whole time and getting Drayton going too, because then Drayton starts like fucking laughing and going, and they're arguing, and he's just fueling him and like keeping him going. It's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it's fucking crazy because it's crazy how crazy they are, right?
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
Yeah, and then the whole time Lefty is running through the fucking place, sawing down random, I guess he thinks they're support beams, but normally support beams don't sit at a 45-degree angle.
Well, they do things a little different there.
Yeah, it's some kind of no goddamn
and then fucking Drayton starts going off about his property taxes and stuff, and it being the cause of like running around and kicking everybody in the ass.
Yeah, he says, "Goddamn property taxes, dude, fuck up everything."
If I would have ever had an opportunity to meet him, at the conventions and stuff,
oh man,
dude, I would have tried to rile him up and get him going. I would have, I would have gone right up to Jim's side out and been like, start getting him going about some shit just to see if he'd pop off, because it's so fucking funny.
Yeah, because I bet that's pretty much his normal voice, because you can't just fake that. Like Bill Moseley, that's just his voice,
and that's just how he is.
Sounds like a lunatic.
So Stretch is running through this entire catacomb, nearly missing everybody. Like she's barely sneaking around him. Like she's got all the luck in the world.
The booger.
Yeah, that booger. Did you see it?
That's like the straight up fucking funniest scene in the whole movie.
He was like, how big was the booger? Did you see it? Didn't you?
He says like some kind of crazy booger just skidded through here.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're gonna have to sample that one.
Fucking funny. Yeah, that's so fucking funny.
Oh dude!
Oh my god,
it's great.
And I want to know how I hate moving, right?
Yeah.
If I have to, I'd like to sell my house and move somewhere else, like maybe out closer to you or something. Yeah. But you know what sucks about moving?
You got
moving.
Yeah, I know. The whole fucking thing is terrible.
The whole process moves.
Yeah.
But you know what? The Sawyers, when they moved, they brought Franklin with them.
Well, you can't leave Franklin, dude.
But
yeah, because usually you're supposed to purge like as you move, so you're taking less stuff. But yeah, they kind of brought everything, and Franklin included.
If I'm one of the Sawyers and I'm moving, Franklin's staying back.
Yeah,
I'm not bringing him along. But we needed the scene
Yeah.
with Lefty and Franklin.
The flashlight
Whatever.
comes on, and it's like a thank
That's
you.
a Duracell. That's a Duracell commercial if I've ever
Yeah.
seen one.
What, 13 years?
Holy hell.
Yeah.
13 years ish, I guess.
Yeah.
And that fucking, I don't care if it only lasted for a second. That's a good fucking battery.
Yeah, they did good. They prepared really well for their adventure going to see their papaw's land in the first one.
But look, man, Franklin's going out with the old fucking old clothes and shit. I'm not bringing him with me. He's getting thrown out with all the extra shit from the attic.
Yeah.
Yeah. You bringing Franklin?
They don't throw nothing away.
They don't.
The hitchhiker says that in the first one.
They're not just crazy serial killers and fucking lunatics. They're hoarders.
Yeah. But I like this. The thing I find interesting about this scene is when we saw Franklin in the first one get taken out by the chainsaw, we don't really know how bad he got it necessarily, right? We figure he got it in his gut. But if you look at Franklin in part 2, he took it all to the face, dude. Like he sawed his fucking face in half.
Well, I suppose if I'm Leatherface.
But I think it's kind of cool. You get to kind of see. And Franklin was annoying as shit anyway, but
Yeah, he was a big fucking baby. If I'm Leatherface, I'm cutting his fucking face open too. He was a dickhead.
So Lefty's still going around tearing down all these walls.
Bringing it down.
Yeah, bringing it down. And then
down the hell.
Stretch is running through this tunnel. He's running from everybody because they found out that this crazy booger's running through here. She's the booger. So she's running and trying to find as this place is falling down and gets taken by who pops out and finds her.
Well, this is the second time in the movie that Lefty scares her into the arms of the fucking Sawyer.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yep.
First time he does it with the goddamn car, then okay. If you have a chainsaw and I want to kill you, I'm gonna go get a gun or something. Fuck your chainsaw. But Lefty, for some reason, wanted to even the odds, which I suppose plays into this one little scene.
Yeah, it goes down.
Where she confuses Lefty with Leatherface and runs from him into the arms of Leatherface.
Yeah, right in the arms of her original lover. He's a lover, not a fighter.
He is a lover, not a fighter. But
so Lefty ends up making all these rocks and shit fall down. The support beams are busted, and now locks her in with Leatherface. Traps her once again.
He saws at stuff. You're right, but there's someone off camera dumping dirt on us. Dumping dirt. It's so obvious.
It's random. I like that there's like random skulls and bones in this pile of rubble too. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's all right. Which is why Drayton should smell like a fucking rat's asshole. But this is just one of those scenes where you gotta admire, like, ChopTop is just lost his fucking mind. At what point, I don't know, because he was in he got drafted, I assume drafted into Vietnam, right?
Yeah.
I would love to see at what state his character was in while he was fighting in Vietnam. Because I can't imagine that it was anything near what he is at the point that how he is during this point of the movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The Bubba's got a girlfriend. Bubba's got a girlfriend.
Yeah, dude.
Is that the guy you want to be fighting alongside of in Vietnam?
I think I would, actually. I think I would want that guy on my right side, because he's been willing to go do anything.
Yeah, I suppose you're not wrong there. And Who is it? Drayton that spells Seex.
Yeah.
I fucking love that guy. I suppose he was close.
Yeah. You don't give a shit. The
You
Saul's
know.
family.
Right. Yeah. And then fucking ChopTop knocks her in the head with some kind of bone.
Yep. And then she wakes up to the traditional dinner table scene that we saw all too well in the first one.
Yep. It's basically an homage to the first one.
Yeah.
Kinda. But
she's screaming her head off as Sally did. And
yeah.
And everything.
Yeah,
so she's freaking out. Leatherface has obviously got cold feet about doing anything.
Oh, he just wants to fuck her. He doesn't want to kill her at this point.
Yeah.
He wants to get that little willy wet. Yeah, she Carolyn, right? Is her name Carolyn Williams?
Yeah.
I think the rest of the movie she spends just screaming.
Yeah, it's chaos, man.
And as much as I hate my job, I hate having to work for a living. Screaming the way she is during these scenes, I kind of, I'm like, maybe being an actor kind of fucking sucks too.
Yeah.
Because she is giving it every little bit she has.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like that throughout the rest of the whole film.
And this is about the point where they bring out Grandpa, right?
Yeah. They wake her up, yeah, and he's telling her to bring her on down because they wheeled Grandpa out, and Leatherface is like kind of refusing to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't want her to have that done to her because he's in love.
Oh yeah. Well, lust.
I think he found his soulmate, especially because she came back to him.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about at the beginning. Grandpa is 137 fucking years old.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we find out about all that because they're going. He's still going.
So, is there something to this?
What about their liquid diet?
Obviously, not in real life. I'm speaking of in the universe of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Are the Sawyers right? Are they not the bad guys here? Because 137 years old, have they discovered the secret to eternal life?
I mean, it's possible they've had nothing but a diet of human for who knows how long. So maybe, I mean, there is something to it. Maybe it does keep you young. Maybe they just figured something in the way that they prep their meat,
I suppose. I mean, it's not explained, and I understand why. It's just a horror comedy, whatever. But holy shit, 137 years old. I'm gonna say I want some sloppy booty. Slurpy booty.
Yeah.
Because Grandpa looks like one of the aliens from Bad Taste.
He does kind of.
Yeah.
But it's awesome, man. Like, I like this whole scene because it's, again, another one of this fucking getting your head bashed in with a hammer. And this has to be like one of the worst ways possible because he's not like really able to do it. But when he connects, you can tell like it hurts,
Well, if you were leaning over a tub and someone was trying to bash your head in, it would be terrifying, right?
Well, yeah, especially with this fucking motherfucker doing it.
But now imagine that there's 3 people that for some reason all agree that this is the right thing to do. That would be fucking 10 times. Because you would think that, like, oh, if somebody else was here, they would see how crazy this is and they might help me.
Yeah.
But no, there's 4 crazy fucking people. It would just multiply your trauma by about 1,000.
Yep.
And Drayton, being the fucking stud that he is, because he's the man, he's tired of fucking waiting for Grandpa to be able to swing that hammer, so he just knocks Stretch
Oh yeah,
out.
he just like flips her out, dude.
Yeah, he's like, give me that hammer, you pussy. 137-year-old pussy. This is how it's done.
Dude, she's all messed up. It's like in this fucking pot. She's all fucked up.
And again, ChopTop, because I think he might be the most unstable lunatic in horror history.
Yeah, one of them, yeah. I think Drayton's off the chain too.
Yeah, but when they first hear Lefty, right? He's destroying the building and he's singing, bringing in the sheaves.
Yeah. Yeah.
ChopTop starts singing along with him. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that about? He's if you wanted to tell me you were crazy without telling me you were crazy, this is the way to do it. Just start singing along with the fucking guy that's cutting down our fucking hideout.
Bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves. Oh, shut up! Time to die, bringing in the sheaves. Oh, and in the morning, oh, and seeds of kindness, oh, and in the noontime.
He starts doing a little dance too. He's thrilled that this is happening. The whole time talking about his proposed nom land.
Yeah. That he wants to turn everything into.
Yeah, because he's the reason they have the money.
Mm-hmm.
He's the reason they can afford to do anything.
Yeah.
And his dream is to make nom land.
Yep. Whatever the fuck that's gonna be.
I'd be interested to see what that place is like.
Yeah. I'm sure it's just fucking.
And then when Lefty shows up, they do the hero shot, where he jumps down out of the tunnels.
And he's getting ready to face off with everybody, and they're Drayton's pulling out this wad of cash, trying to fucking give him some money.
And Lefty says, "I'm the Lord of the Harvest." And what did didn't Drayton say something like, "What is that? Some kind of new new like fucking I don't know."
Oh, I can't remember, dude. Yeah.
God damn it. It was funny.
He didn't even give a shit. He said it like just off a flip.
I'm the Lord of the Harvest.
Who's that? Some new health food bunch?
And then we get then he fucking revs up the chainsaw and like puts it on, and then Drayton gets the chainsaw up the butt.
Oh man, the hemorrhoid remover. He says, "Oh, my Hemis, that really did a number on my Hemis." He got the fucking chainsaw right in the goddamn prison wallet.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, if I were a betting man, Lefty versus Leatherface in a chainsaw battle, Leatherface all day long.
Yeah, possibly. But
because he's the Saw is family, man.
Yeah.
Lefty just bought those chainsaws a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Or actually, I think it was the same day.
Yeah, it was earlier in that day. Yeah, so he his abilities are probably low.
Leatherface should fuck Lefty up here, but
he's quick on his feet.
Well, in this movie, ChopTop is the main. What would you? I guess antagonist.
Yeah.
But Leatherface is kind of an afterthought here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of.
know,
It's just because it does turn into that because Drayton's under the table, talking about his fucking Emmys,
oh
and
man,
the fucking Saul comes down through the table and Saul's more into him.
oh yeah. And then Nubbins drops the grenades,
Yeah,
or he pulls Nubbins down, right, and gets the
yeah,
grenades off of
yeah,
him. Yeah. Okay. And this whole time while they're fighting, while this conflict is happening, Stretch escapes, but ChopTop sees her escape and follows her. And one of the things that stuck with me over the years after seeing this movie is the way he's chasing her and laughing
yes.
while he's slashing at her with the razor blade.
It's
That's
gotta
just
look fucking like it hurts so fucking bad, dude. Upper
well,
legs, and then upper legs when she's running up the stairs, and then when she's trying to get the chainsaw started, and he fucking jumps down and starts just slashing her on her back.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's after she gets a chainsaw from Grandma.
Right. When they make it
But
all the way up, yeah.
yeah, but then Leatherface, before the grenades ever go off, Leatherface is basically killed anyway
Yeah.
in
Oh,
this
that's right.
movie.
Yeah, because Lefty ran the chainsaw through his gut,
Yeah, he gets a chainsaw through the old bread basket.
which looks amazing as well. And then he's still fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck, you know. And you know, Drayton, he get what's he call the grenades? He says, "Come here, Nubbins. Where's that old fuck you, Charlie?"
Yeah. Yep. Where's that
and
old fuck you, Charlie?
and Grandpa, God bless his soul, picks up the hammer and tries to help the best he can.
Yeah. He fucking wings it and beams fucking Leatherface in the forehead.
Leatherface, yeah, that's like the slapstick part of the movie. Leatherface gets
Yeah, it's like
hit in
boo.
the head with the fucking hammer,
Yeah.
which
And that's when the chainsaw goes down and gets put into Drayton, right? Because he falls after he gets hit in the face.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't really there's not a whole lot of closure on this whole battle because if you blink you'll miss it, but when ChopTop is chasing Stretch up the ladder
Mm-hmm.
out of the hideout, you see a little explosion under him,
Yeah.
and at that point we're to assume that everybody else is dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've all been blown up, so the last remaining characters are ChopTop and Stretch.
Yep. That's all we have
And
left right now. So we assume. And then she's running up to the very high part of this tower, even though there's an exit sign.
getting slashed in her legs the whole
Yeah.
fucking time while the guy doing it is laughing hysterically, which can go both ways. It's either terrifying or funny. To me, it's funny, but when I was a kid, it was fucking terrifying.
It just looks like it hurts so fucking bad with that straight razor. You're just trying to run up.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's just so many cuts
Yeah.
and so fast. It's so gnarly.
Yeah, and then Grandma, who is clearly dead,
Mm-hmm.
but ChopTop thinks she's alive, and he blames Stretch for killing her.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I think that chainsaw, the yellow one, is from the first movie. He
Mhm.
had a yellow chainsaw in the first movie, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like I said, I
That's
I
what
need
we
to
are.
rewatch
That's what
that one.
we know of as being the first one. Yes.
Yeah, but first of all, this was 13 years. I don't know. It was a decade ish.
Yeah.
That gas is not going to be any good anymore. That chainsaw ain't fucking starting.
Unless they
I don't
run
care.
all their chainsaws on liquid diets, like they put through Grandpa.
I don't give a fuck how many times you pull that string. That chainsaw ain't fucking starting. I guess the people that made the batteries in that flashlight made the gas for this chainsaw.
Right. No,
Right.
I just think
But the whole
the thing that's fueling Grandpa is what's fueling the chainsaws.
But the whole time she's trying to start it, he's slashing at her
Mhm.
with the fucking razor And oh man,
It looks so brutal.
I know. Right. I know this is a horror comedy, but it really matters what kind of a horror fan you are, because if this is your first horror movie, this scene is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly, man. I mean, you can almost feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, with ChopTop cutting his own throat
Yeah.
and laughing, you know, it probably looked better on VHS because you can clearly see on DVD and Blu-ray that he's just kind of rubbing fake blood
I
on
mean,
his
that's
neck.
one of those little gags.
But
It's sweet though.
yeah, oh yeah, he's insane beyond belief.
Yeah. I love it. Again, what
But
another awesome character.
oh yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites, and unfortunately, he gets a little bit of the saw and falls to his death.
Yep, he sure does. And then exit, and he falls down
Yeah.
into the tunnel. But is he alive? We don't know. We're going to assume.
I choose to believe that he lived on. He was never in a follow-up movie, which would be awesome. I'd love to see.
Maybe he retired. Maybe he went to go work for the VA.
Maybe he got amnesia and woke up in a hospital and is living a perfectly normal life now.
Yeah, it's true.
But Stretch starts doing a little bit of the Leatherface dance.
Yep.
You know, to celebrate her victory.
It's a little something she picked up on her journeys.
Yep. She got some of those Leatherface moves from her love.
Yep. Move like Bubba. Moves like Bubba.
The only man that truly loved her, Bubba.
Yep.
I mean,
well, she had LG, but you know.
Oh well, LG was friend zoned.
Well, I know because she was saving herself for Bubba.
Leatherface.
Yeah.
For Bubba. Yeah. But you know, that's the end of this wonderful movie.
Yep. It's fucking awesome.
Watch it and watch it 100 times, because if anyone tells you it's garbage, they can fuck themselves. This movie's awesome. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't give a shit. You can nitpick it all you want. This movie's amazing.
Yeah.
The pace is fucking wonderful. The acting is wonderful. There's maybe one scene that I could nitpick about Bill Moseley's acting, you know, when they're in the radio station and he says, "They knew. Now nobody knows." You know,
I think they had I think they had to fit that in there, so like to give a reason, you know, maybe for
a little bit of motive.
Yeah.
But that's the only scene that stuck out to me as maybe that might not be a good acting.
Yeah.
that might not be good acting.
I think that's more in like the writing of it though, because it was just kind of thrown in there like, well, we kind of have motive. Like, why would you guys be like that? You know what I'm saying? We can go into that like all day, but
yeah. But Bill Moseley, I love you, man. You are the best. This character is hard to match.
Yeah, this cast is pretty good, like all the way around.
Oh,
they all just are great.
Great. Drayton is you couldn't remake Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. It'd be like trying. Well, I almost said remaking Evil Dead, but they did that.
Yeah, I mean,
Evil Dead without Bruce Campbell is not Evil Dead.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you though, I went and saw when they did do the remake, and I went and saw like one of those pre-show things, you know, like the day before at night or whatever, and I was like chomping at the bit, like they better not have fucked it up, you know. And I thought it was amazing. I thought the whole movie was amazing, and this next one that they just came out with was pretty good. It's not as good as the last one they did, you know, but
the main actress, I don't know what her name is, the girl that's on all the posters. She's fucking amazing. The rest of that movie is a pile of dog shit as far as I'm
That's
concerned,
another one. Yes.
But that's up for a whole other episode. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is, in my mind, it might be a 3 out of 10 for most of you, but for me, it's
one of my top
almost
shelves,
a
like all day. I
masterpiece.
can't pin on one. You know, I've got a whole shelf of shit, and it's on my top.
Definitely. I love the first one. I'm not taking anything away from it with my love for this one, but a lot of it might be nostalgia because it's one of the first horror movies that I watched, but if
Most
you haven't
definitely.
seen it, watch it.
It's a lot of fun.
It's amazing. Anyway, everybody,
YOLO.
anybody, this has been right.
That's
This has
right. We
been
made it to the third one.
episode 3. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
That's right.
Well, if you guys have any suggestions for movies you want us to watch, because we have a ton of ideas, but you know what we like may not be what anyone likes. So send your suggestions to deadnotespodcast@gmail.com. I've been Alan.
And I'm still Kevin, or Rick the Prick, as I'm going by now.
See you guys next time.
Goodbye.
Oh, my kid banana.